Okay, I was asked to repeat this experiment, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm exfoliating the graph oil and actually making some graphene off of it. So I decided to switch what type of paper I was using. I decided to cut one of my filter papers and see if that keeps them shortened out. Now that might be what's going on. I don't know. I don't even have a way of testing for graphene in the material. This here though is graphene, and this is the byproduct of it. But as far as that goes, I don't know. I'm just trying to find a good electrolyte for my supercapacitor when I come across this. So we're going to do one more video on this, and I'm actually going to run, or actually I'm going to do two more videos. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do another one on the regular one, so that one of my friends that's helping me out can give me an idea of what's going on. So, as everybody already knows, I've already explained this on one of my previous videos, what kind of chemical this is. Let's see what happens here. I'm really curious now. Made a mistake. And tweezers. Get a spot where I can actually hook to. Oops. Alright, let's tape this together and see what happens. Garbage off my fingers here. Alright, let's test her out. Let's see where our voltage is at and hook it up properly. So, negative on that side. Okay. Wow. 20 minutes went by already. That was quick. Oh, that's not right either. Wow, okay. Doesn't seem to matter which way I plug it in, it's going to be the opposite. Alright, there we go. I've plugged in right now. Thought I had it right the first time, but I guess apparently not. Battery. Alright, here we go, we're charging. She doesn't. It's charging. Filter paper might actually be doing a good thing, keeping the graphene from touching the other side, going through the paper. I think that's what I'm doing. I think that in this cell, that with that paper, it's not fine enough to keep metal particles coming off of it and going through and touching the other side and actually making a direct short, which I think it's already doing with this, because it's already going the other direction. Well, let's see if it. It's dropping. Let's see if it actually reverses charge again. No, it's still dropping. I have a feeling it's still going to do. Taking a little longer this time. But I did notice that after repeated charges on this particular one, that the yo-yo effect that I was noticing, when it goes into the negative, it would go actually higher each time I did it. So I'm thinking that the exfoliation that we're seeing here was actually creating layers for the supercapacitor to store charges in there, and then it would flip charges as it went through the layers. That's my theory on it. I do not know. I don't have any way of actually testing if there's any graphene in, or nanoparticle graphene in that to begin with. But that's a theory, and that's the only one I've come up with so far, considering that's the first cell I actually tore apart. My original cell is this one here. It did the same basic thing. Let's open it up while we're waiting for that charge to drop and see if it looks the same. I think it does. I just haven't done it yet. Amazing. It does. Same thing. And I am pretty sure that's what's going on. Except I'm not getting the short in this one. It's a little bit thicker padding, but I don't know. Maybe Robert or somebody who knows a little bit more about the exfoliation process using voltage and salts, sodium hydroxides, whatever, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. I know I researched while I was doing some research that you can use. I think it's potassium and sodium hydroxide you can actually use to do an exfoliation method I can't remember. I have to reread the paper. With graphite, so I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I'm not 100%, but I've done quite a bit of research on it, but I still don't know exactly what's happening here. Maybe somebody can duplicate this experiment. I don't know the exact measurements for that because my scale broke. Watch, it's probably going to prove me wrong. I put new batteries and everything in it, but it will not. Yep, won't come on. So I need to get me a new scale before I can actually give you the exact measurements on the solution that I used there. It looks like I put about 55 milliliters of propylene glycol in it, and I was originally trying to make the solution about 8 grams sodium hydroxide and 11 1/4 potassium hydroxide, and then I just kind of chucked in some choline chloride. I didn't even have a thought process on how much to put in there with that. Probably don't even need the choline chloride, but I would guess probably really close to those measurements into this just by eyeballing it, but I'm not 100%. I know that once I did that with the propylene glycol in there without the choline chloride and stuck it in the microwave, it did dissolve it. It did not come out a clear liquid. It was still kind of cloudy, but there was no particulates that laid at the bottom of it after it sat for a while, so I was pretty sure it dissolved itself into the solution. That charge sure is lasting a lot longer this time. Another thing I might try doing, because I'm going to build one more and use the normal paper that I was using before, and I think I'm going to actually try and charge it at a 1.5 volts instead of 9 volts or higher. It'll take me longer to charge it, of course, but maybe I won't get the exfoliation problem that I've got here. We're almost there. I'm doing several things at once. I'm going to paint myself a little test square and see if I can't get this ink that I've been making to drop down below where I want it to. It still acts like watercolor, which is kind of a pain. One of the cool things about this paint that I'm doing is it dries really fast. By the time I get done making this video, it'll be halfway dry. The last little bit takes a little bit longer because it's most of the wet on this is heptane. Yeah, I'm smoking a cigarette next to it. Smart. Don't do that. Yeah, this thing's, wow. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that's what that's doing. And I think I'm just overwhelming it with too much charge. It could be what I'm doing. I bet you if I charge it at a lower voltage it won't do that. Boy, this video is going to be a long video. 3 minutes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to take that long. I only thought maybe it'd be 1.5 to 2 minutes long, but I guess everything takes time. Wow, come on, hurry it up. Charging it that way seems to work better. Now let's see if it goes the other way. And it is. It's still yo-yoing. It's just not yo-yoing as much. Now if I charge it again, it'll yo-yo further and faster. So each time I charge it, it will increase. That is something I've noticed with the previous cells, and I know it will do it with this one because it's already yo-yoing. Alright, that's it for this video. Let's see what Robert and everybody else has to say about it.